And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and we're helping you win in any marketplace. We don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. We're going to help you win. And insurance expert Gary Hallock in studio with me today. Welcome in.
Good morning, Brandon. Good to see you again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A lot of things happening in the marketplace. We're going to jump into some things that consumers can do to be prepared and be proactive. You got sinkholes popping up out in Pasco. We're going to talk more about that, and also the vet court.
The Hillsborough County Veterans Court.
Awesome, man. That's good stuff. We're expecting a call in from our hotel partner, Paul Romero from the Hotel Zamora. We're expecting him to call in, kind of update us on things happening over at our official restaurant partner and hotel partner here of the Consumer Quarterback Show, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach, whitewashed Mediterranean palace with expansive luxury suites overlooking the intercoastal waterway there, balconies. You've got rooftop yoga on the weekends at the Hotel Zamora, a great place to be. Also, the Castile restaurant is awesome. On-site restaurant, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Come in and check them out. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Give them the REQB code, and you're going to get a 15 to 20% discount off of your stay over at the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, and that's the Hotel Zamora, St. Pete Beach. Also, giving a shout out to our restaurant partner, Brio Tuscan Grill. Brio Tuscan Grill, located off of Bay Street next to the Renaissance Tampa Hotel at the International Plaza. At Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza, you will discover Italian menu, drinks in a cozy atmosphere, bringing the pleasures of the Tuscan Country Villa to Tampa. So we invite you to check it out. Brio Tuscan Grill, one of our restaurant partners with the Consumer Quarterback Show. And want to start off with a little bit of an audible. We're going to have first of all, we want to make sure you save our hotline number in your phone because at some point you're going to need it. It's 813-670-7372. Give us a call, 813-670-7372. And also, we're going to help you engage. We're going to engage you with whatever type of scenarios, whatever types of questions you may have. So all you have to do is give us a call or a text, and then save our hotline number, and then also consumerqb.com. That's our website, blog site, a plethora of information available for you at consumerqb.com, and we're going to help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
And we're going to jump right into this great content. So Gary Hallock in the house. Gary Hallock, WeInsure Group. And so, Gary, we're seeing a lot of things happening in the marketplace. You look at real estate being such a great asset class. You look at the opportunity to insure it. Yesterday's show, we had Jake Alexander on the show talking about ways that you can take advantage of the tax benefits from real estate. What a great place to put your money. What a great place to put a lot of your assets.
Yeah, the real estate market is usually an appreciating market. Every now and then we do have a little bit of down market, but it's a great opportunity to buy. And I think what's even more important is people are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars of their investments. Make sure it's adequately insured. Most people buy, insurance on their cars. People will buy annuities from an investment standpoint because they want that guarantee. They want a return on their money. And I think the homeowners market is very similar to that.
Yep.
And I think what's even more important is the catastrophic loss of a home.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's scary. Those folks up in Pasco County, have the sinkhole issue. That's a whole nother, how do you plan for that, right?
Yeah, it's real tough. And, it's someone just had a car sitting in their driveway. And from my understanding, the police officers wouldn't even allow them to get the car out of the driveway, and it got sucked into the hole. So, if they don't have comp and collision on their car, guess what? They don't get anything reimbursed on that vehicle.
Wow. So they wouldn't let them go get their car. That's kind of a weird judgment call there, huh?
Yeah, it's probably a public safety issue.
Yeah.
So, I can't understand why they wouldn't let a tow truck at least come in and tow it off the property, but from a distance. But, I know they kept moving the line back, and it's actually 2 miles from my house, and we haven't even had a chance to get over there and see it yet. And I know that we've had other people try to get over there, and they've been denied access to the area also.
So what actually causes a sinkhole then, Gary? What do you think?
It's a collapsing of the ground. I'm actually a certified cave diver, and so we do a lot of diving in sinkholes. It's beautiful diving, but very dangerous. And what you see is as the water goes up and down, it'll actually pull the dirt and ground down, and so the limestone will break down and it collapses in on itself. And I think that's what we saw there. And again, I don't know if this is a true fact, but I believe that there was a report out that one of the homes actually had a sinkhole claim, had piers put in place, and then it actually ended up falling in the hole. So, I mean, there was a very legitimate claim there. And
wow.
Now there's, I know 3 homes that have been totaled out, and I believe 11 homes that may be affected by that claim that will probably end up being totaled out.
Wow. Yeah. And that's supposedly not supposed to happen whenever you have a sinkhole that's been repaired. They typically say, oh, well, it's better than new because it could never happen again.
Right.
So that'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. So maybe, in future shows, we'll have to have you come back on and talk about that.
I'm actually trying to reach out to some of my carriers to find out who actually insure some of those homes to see what their thought on that claim process is going to be. So when I have some more information, which I'm sure will be coming out in the future.
Yeah, giving us the inside scoop here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Gary Hallock, he's an insurance expert here in Tampa Bay. So, all types of insurance as well, Gary. I mean, you can help out any of our listeners. Maybe you're viewing our TV show, you're watching on WeBeam TV, or potentially just listening to one of our syndicated radio and stations, TV stations that we're on. We're syndicated to multiple markets all the way down to Naples, Fort Myers. So depending on where they're at, there are a lot of ways that you can help people.
Yeah, and WeInsure as a company in Florida, we have over 80 offices. In my territory alone, there's 7 offices. We're looking at an 8th office right now. St. Pete, Apollo Beach, Tampa, Oldsmar, up in the Pasco County, the Lutz area. Fort Myers has, I believe, we have offices that are in Fort Myers, Manatee County, Sarasota County. So we've got offices all over. So find a local office, find an agent that you can go in and talk to, or feel free to call me. I can write insurance anywhere in the state of Florida. So.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. And our hotline is the number to reach out to, or consumerqb.com. Just submit the form. It comes through an email, just like us, to myself and Anthony, our show producer. It's going to come directly to us, and we're going to make sure that we answer any questions you have, comment on any concerns that you may be looking at or considering. And we want to remind you about this show. We want you to think about this show as the hub of your financial, your real estate, your health, your business wheel. And each spoke extending out, representing another one of our preferred partners, our expert contributors that we bring on the air to educate, entertain, and engage in an effort to help you win. So that's the goal of our show, and long time running now, 4 years on the air, and bringing on some local celebrities as well. We're looking to bring on the mayors again, and another round of interviews with the mayors and talking about things happening in Tampa Bay, because there's so much happening here. It's great to get that inside look from the mayors. So
yeah, and they probably have a better insight than the rest of us, because they have their finger on the pulse of what's going on in the county.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. And from time to time as well, we talk a little bit about personal development. I've got something I teed up here today. Let's call that audible now. Peyton Manning helping us with that audible. So, we talk about personal development. I'm a published author and a professional speaker. My book is on Amazon. I'd love for you to check it out. Become the MVP in your industry by surfing the radio waves. What we're doing there is we're teaching people how to start their own radio and TV show, or also they can just start a podcast, something as simple as a podcast, interviewing other experts in their area of business or health and nutrition. A lot of ways. But so I got something teed up here today, and it's a Harvard study. So Dr. Edward Banfield of Harvard conducted a 50-year study into understanding more about the upward socio and economic mobility in the United States and other countries. And he wanted to find out, what are the reasons why some people start off with nothing. A lot of times you see immigrants come from other countries, and they're just hungry. They do whatever it takes. They're going to read. They're going to learn a second language and have the drive and the passion to develop and grow millions. And today there are over 10 million million millionaires, and according to 2016 statistics, Forbes magazine, there's 1,826 billionaires, and there's 290 new billionaires in 2015 alone.
Wow, that's great news.
So when you look at these folks that come in and they make a lot of money, we love to talk about entrepreneurship on the show. So what are the reasons why some of these folks are moving up the economical classes from generation to generation, sometimes starting at laboring jobs and working their ways up? And why does this happen to some and not others? And ultimately, Dr. Edward Banfield talked about that. And he said he wanted to know what are the common denominators of the wealthy, those who are able to reach success and prosperity. And he says what the number one factor is long-time perspective. So having that long-time perspective, being able to have a plan in place with a goal in mind. So when you look at that, the number one factor is the time perspective. So when you look at the lower class, you look at folks that are, maybe the hopeless drug addict or the drunk, they're only looking for that next 5 to 10, 20 minutes, an hour, looking for that next fix, right? But when you look at leaders and you look at folks that are millionaires and billionaires, they had a major plan in mind. They took massive action and they took decisive action toward that plan. So the leader is tasked in the organization with developing those future plans. What are the long-term visions? And that's why you see the CEOs making the big bucks on some of these big companies. So
yeah, I think that's a very true statement.
Yeah. So you look at, Dr. Edward Banfield, that study in different parts of the business community. The goal setting is something we talk a lot about on the show. And you look at goal setting, you look at the goal is the top of the ladder. So to picture a ladder up against the building, right? So the goal is that top of the ladder. And you think about each one of the rungs of the ladder as strategic steps toward that goal. So a lot of times I think human beings, we fall into that mindset where we think that, we overestimate what we can do in 1 year, but we often underestimate what we can do in 5 years.
Well, and Brandon, you're self-employed like myself.
That's right.
We make, as they say, we eat what we kill.
That's right.
And I bring a lot of agents in that want to get into the insurance industry, like yourself, into the real estate industry. And I think what I can tell is the ones that are very, very successful are the ones that can see past the first year struggle.
Yeah.
And they see that, in 4 or 5 years, I can be making 6 figures. And, it's very interesting to see just the mindset of how quick, when you're interviewing people, can you see someone that can be here in 5 years?
Yeah.
And I think, probably when you're bringing on a new real estate agent, because they have to go through licensing like they do with this industry. And a lot of people won't even make the 3-month commitment to get licensed. They won't make the commitments to work hard. And I call it just a bunch of little steps that you got to go in the right direction. And unfortunately, some of those steps are pretty painful off the get-go. But, your industry, my industry, there's a lot of individuals that become millionaires in this industry just because it's a long-term, this is not 6 month, this is not a guaranteed paycheck. It's something that we have to work very hard for.
That's right. Yeah, it's like the football analogy. It's a 4-quarter game. It's a first half, second half. You gotta fight the whole time. So giving a big shout out to the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed by the Maids Cleaning Service. They are referred for a reason. Gary Hallock in studio with me today as well. When we come back, we're going to talk with John Gatson with WeBeam TV, and also we're expecting a call from the fellas over at the Hotel Zamora on St. Pete Beach. And stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation. Visit Pasco County, Florida.
Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. Featured in Florida Realtor Magazine multiple times, Top Agent Magazine, and the Tampa Bay Business Journal just nominated for one of their awards over there. Former USF football player, played on the inaugural football team at the University of South Florida. A longtime quarterback on our sports teams. Now we're quarterbacking transactions for our sellers out there, buyers and investors. We're quarterbacking introductions to our 80-plus show partners as well. CPAs, financial advisors, 7 or 8 different types of attorneys associated with the show, all types of home services, as well as business and health experts. So we want to hear from you at consumerqb.com, consumerqb.com. Also, give us a call on our hotline at 813-670-7372. Consumer Quarterback Show hotline is 813-670-7372. A couple of hot listings I want to let you know about. We've got a property at 10616 Cape Hatteras Drive in Tampa. 10616 Cape Hatteras Drive in Tampa. $382,000, just reduced. A great buying opportunity. A lovely Mediterranean 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, pool and spa on a conservation lot. Great property available for you here at $382,000. Also, a great renovation property at 701 East Crenshaw Street. This one has been renovated. It's beautiful on the inside. You got a pool home here with a fenced-in backyard, close to a school. And it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, approximately 2,350 square feet. And the seller is motivated on this. It's a great opportunity at $250,000. 701 East Crenshaw Street in Tampa. Great buying opportunity. Reach out. We'd love to show you some of these listings that we have with Platinum MVP Realty. And we're giving a shout out to Hula Bay, one of our restaurant partners, Hula Bay in beautiful South Tampa. Go say hello to the folks over at Hula Bay. They've had great sushi, wide variety on the menu. You've got waterfront dining, a great ambiance there, and excellent service at Hula Bay Club, Tyson Avenue in South Tampa. Now, make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and you're going to get hooked up with a free water with lemon every time. They're going to take care of you over there, right, Bray?
Yeah.
All right, so we got a special show lined up for you today. So in studio today is Bray. She's in studio today. Bray's in studio. Gary Hallock, WeInsure territory manager and insurance expert, and also John Gatson in the house as well. John Gatson with WeBeam TV and a marketing expert, helping us with a lot of our marketing needs as well, video and marketing. So let's see. So Bray, you've got some stuff that you're working on during the summer here. What have you been up to? What are you working on?
I've been making a lot of slime, which is a very popular trend, but
yeah.
the the thing that's different about mine is I make it out of it's non-toxic and it doesn't have any chemicals that are harsh.
Okay.
And it's not that sticky compared to other slimes.
Okay.
And I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to be giving 5% of the money I make to either I think the Children's Cancer Center I'll be giving it to.
Okay.
And my company on Etsy is Dazzle Slimes by Rhymes. It's all together, and
Nice.
the beginning of every word is a capital letter.
Nice. Okay, so that's on Etsy. So if people want to hold your slime up to the TV camera here. All right, so you got some cool slime there, and it's non-toxic. It's no harsh chemicals.
Just don't eat it.
How do they find it? Don't eat it. Okay. So it's on Etsy. That's a website or an app, right?
It's a website.
So Etsy.com, and then they're going to search out what?
Just search up my company name, Dazzle Slimes by Rhymes.
Dazzle Slimes by Rhymes.
It's one word.
Okay. Awesome. That's cool. So you're going to give some of the discounts or some of the proceeds to Children's Cancer Center. Why are you doing that?
Because it's actually a good thing to do, and it's how I get my volunteering and helping out in the summer.
Nice. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Well, Braylon, thanks so much. Anything else you wanted to add to that?
Not really.
No? Okay. Good. You're staying busy during the summer? Helping Dad out with his real estate business?
Yep.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. So Gary Hallock in studio here today. We're talking about insurance, all types of different insurances, ways that you can protect your assets. Protecting your assets is very important, Gary. So what else are you seeing out there?
There's a lot of new coverages coming out. We just had a company release a product to pay your hurricane deductible. So it's an additional policy, and it will cover your hurricane deductible. And what that's important for is instead of taking the lower 2% hurricane deductible, now you can take a 5 or a 10% deductible, buy a policy that in the event of a claim will pay and cover that deductible for you. So example, 2% on a $300,000 house is a $6,000 deductible out of pocket. May cost you a couple $100 to get a policy that would pay that off in the event of a hurricane claim.
Wow. Okay. So it's interesting how you can stack insurance sometimes. So you're basically stacking insurance.
You're stacking coverages, and especially for yourself, if you have people that are a little tight on cash flow, trying to buy a house, and the insurance, depending on the area, could be fairly expensive, and taking that 5% deductible to bring the cost of insurance down and qualify for the house could be important. And then we could do the secondary policy. Again, $300,000 house, 5% deductibles, $15,000. Most people don't have that kind of money sitting around if their roof gets blown off. Mm-hmm. So we can put a policy in place to help offset that cost for you, or cover the whole thing for you.
So on yesterday's show as well, we were talking about some of the top things that you see happen that could potentially jeopardize a real estate transaction. We had Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection, in the house. He was talking about the roof, number one, electrical, number two. Let's continue with that trend. Like, what would be another issue that would come up? Yeah,
there's a lot of plumbing. I think it was in the early 80s, a product came out, polybutylene, and we see a lot of that in homes. And there is a remediation that can be done, but most companies are not going to cover that. And the reason is the pipes, the chlorine in the pipes would cause the pipes to decay and rupture, causing flood damage inside the house, or water damage inside the house. And also in the, I believe, 70s and 80s, they started using aluminum wiring in the house. Problem with aluminum wiring is it oxidizes, overheats, and can catch your house on fire. So a lot of companies are not insuring the aluminum wiring. And I believe you said yesterday he was talking about roofs. So there's two types of roofs. There's a 3-tab roof and an architectural shingle roof. And the 3-tab, most insurance companies will give you 15 years for. And the architectural will give you between 20 and 25, depending on the company. So there's normally not a super, a huge additional cost, but you need to look at, again, we were talking about long-term time frames. And the long-term time frame is what will another 10 years of your roof give you from, having to replace it versus the cost of your insurance. So right. I think there's some issues in there, too, that, again, make that decision based upon a 25-year time frame versus a 15-year time frame. And
then let's talk again about the cloth wiring. So I just wanted to follow up on that. So we had when you have cloth wiring in some of these older homes, they can still be sold. It's just going to be a little bit more of a premium
Yeah,
the insurance?
well, what ends up happening is typically your standard carrier is not going to cover a home with cloth wiring. We do have some, and I don't want to call them a non-standard company, but a non-admitted companies that'll take the higher risk. But what that does is it will obviously drive up the premium because they are willing to assume higher risk on your home.
So the deal can be done. What kind of an increase? Like 20, 30%?
I've seen some where it's almost 3 times as much, but we can get it insured. So,
Right.
And again, some of those people, I had a risk that I was working on. It was about the land. The guy really wanted the land. The house was built back in the 50s. It had cloth wiring and needed a new roof. The policy was probably 3 times more, but we could get the deal done. The guy was going to tear the house down and build a new house, going to get some remodeling. So it was a short-term coverage to get it done.
Good stuff. All right. Well, when we come back, more from our expert contributors here in studio today. Bray, you going to hang around?
Sure.
All right, Bray's going to hang around. Gary, you hanging around?
I'll be here.
All right, and John Gatson's going to come on as well, WeBeam TV. So stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region of Florida's #1 consumer advocate program, 4 years running now on air. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at consumerqb.com. Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, helping you win in any marketplace. A couple of hot listings I want to let you know about as well. Got a $1.29 million property here in St. Petersburg, 215 12th Avenue Northeast, St. Petersburg. This is a 4-bedroom, 5-bath property. It's going to be one of those SIPS panels homes that's very unique in its build style. It's definitely more climate controlled in there. It's got a higher wind rating than a lot of the basic traditional build homes. 215 12th Avenue Northeast, $1.29 million under construction. It's going to be delivered on September 1st is the delivery date. And if you get in early, you can pick out the countertops, cabinets, flooring, and it's all going to be approved by the seller. Also, great property in St. Pete. It's 422 Park Street South in St. Petersburg. $339,000. Great buying opportunity here. Remodeled kitchen, completely remodeled home, and a fenced-in backyard. Great opportunity, and it's a truly one of St. Pete's finest neighborhoods in Old Pasadena. Beautiful property, no HOA or CDD at 422 Park Street South in beautiful Tampa Bay. We would love to hear from you and show you this beautiful property. All right, back here in studio helping you win in any marketplace. Bray Bray, special guest in the house. Summertime. It's summertime. Bray Bray's in the house. Also, Gary Hallock with WeInsure, insurance expert, helping educate us about insurance. Talking about getting a review. It's always a good idea to get a review. Whatever policies you have out there, we'd love for you to reach out to the show and have Gary do a review for you as well. And also, we're going to be bringing in John Gatson as well, WeBeam TV, talk about marketing and video and the cool stuff that we're doing as well, working on some stuff together. And So yeah, the review is important, and anything that you would like to reach out, we want to make sure you have our hotline number in your phone. It's 813-670-7372, 813-670-7372. That's REQB. And so, Braylon, in the first segment, you were talking about your glue and what you're doing it for. So give us a little recap. What you got?
So I'm making slime out of glue, contact
That mic's
solution,
not-
and baking soda. That's
Yeah.
basically not dangerous, like borax.
That mic's
and
not hot.
glue.
That's okay. Yeah, keep going. Talking to that mic.
I'm also donating 5% of the money I make to Children's Cancer Center,
Okay.
and I will be kind of last summer I did the same thing, but I did it with lemonade and all sorts of stuff like garage sales, lemonade stands, selling art on the side of the road in my driveway.
Nice.
I did that with my two friends, Riley C and Riley T.
All right. Good stuff.
And I'm still working on making the money to donate it to the Children's Cancer Center, but so far I have $115.
All right. That's great. Yeah, the Children's Cancer Center, we love that place. We've been over there helping out. I was the MC for the Wine, Women, and Shoes event a couple of years ago. So that's a great group over there. So great cause there. So, Gary, you're involved with the cause as well here in Tampa Bay. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. I always say it's nice to be able to be self-employed and take time off, and I get to do some volunteer work that's not court-ordered, so it's always a huge plus there.
Yeah.
But what I do is I do volunteer work for the Hillsborough County Veterans Treatment Court, and we're looking for veterans that have gotten out or still on active duty that are willing to volunteer. It's typically every other Friday, and we mentor individuals and give them a couple hours a week of our time.
Mm-hmm.
They've gotten in trouble for various reasons, and we spend a lot of time making sure that we can get them through the system. Florida is a really good state to unfortunately get in trouble with as a veteran, to get your case dismissed upon completing the treatment court.
Oh, wow.
And what I see that's most important is it's starting to get some of those resources that we've missed. We have VA reps in the court, so we can get treatment. We can find out why the VA is not given treatment, and so it's a really good resource. And we're always looking for new. Unfortunately, we're looking for new mentors to help mentor these veterans because, unfortunately, there's a lot of people getting in trouble. But, our caseload actually, I'll be in court. I was in court last week, and we had 120 people on the docket. So it's a really good program, and it's very rewarding. And I love seeing your daughter, giving back. You don't see a lot of that today with kids. And, I think it's real important. And I make my son try to do some of that stuff, too. And,
Yep.
I think it builds character and build skills for long term.
For sure. Yeah. Getting them involved early is definitely something that helps out with that. Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's bring John Gatson into the conversation. John Gatson, WeBeam TV, and marketing expert, video expert as well. So what are you seeing out there, John? What are you seeing in your space?
I'm not as busy as she is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She's a hard worker.
She is a hard worker. I've seen her in here. You make her read and everything in the summertime.
Yeah.
God, no break for no rest for the wicked. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm already supposed to do that anyways.
Yeah. So John Gatson, WeBeam TV. So John, I love the network, man. I love what you're doing there. You got a lot of different types of shows. You help, business owners like myself put together this great content, which is, benefiting a lot of people out there, especially with the consumer advocate approach that we have with our show.
Well, we came up with this idea about 4 years ago, and there was just no way for the local guy to get his message out to everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So we just decided, we literally started with one show, and we had one show for 6 months, and that's all we had. Because people are having a hard time seeing the vision. And I kept trying to tell everybody back then, I'm like, the phones and the computers is where everybody's going.
Right.
That's where everybody watches. And they're like, oh, no, TV. I'm like, I'm telling you. And the next thing you know, like last 2 years, the word streaming has blown up.
Right.
It's like streaming Netflix, and I'm streaming this, and I'm streaming that, and I'm streaming this. And I said, 4 years ago, you come out, it's crazy. Now we're up to almost 20 shows.
Wow.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And it's good. We have a good viewership, and we're trying to expanding. Our goal is 50 shows a week.
Yeah, that's awesome. And for business owners out there that are listening to this show, it's the way to market today. It's the way to be innovative. It's the way to differentiate from a lot of your competition. And we have opportunities for our show right now. So if you're a business owner and you're thinking, hey, how can I grow my sphere of influence? How can I become an expert contributor and leverage the power of the media? We have opportunities for that. So we would love to hear from you. Reach out to our hotline at 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline. And consumerqb.com is the website, consumerqb.com, or 813-670-7372. Give us a call or a text anytime, and we'd love to talk to you more about that. So, John, let's talk about what's in the future. What's trending. What do you see happening with the whole space? I mean, you got such a competition going on between Netflix and Google and HBO and all the different media conglomerates. I think the power is kind of going back to the smaller companies now, the smaller folks in a way. It could.
Yeah. I mean, TV itself will never die, and the streaming services are going to be pretty huge. But the problem is, again, Netflix and Hulu and all these companies, again, are not there for the little guy. You can't. I remember at one point in time trying to get on television, just say the local Fox station.
Right.
A commercial would run you one time. It was like $700-800.
Wow.
One time. So, I mean, what would I rather do? Spend my money on something where I can put more reach,
right,
on a local side, or do I get one time?
Yeah, you look at that now, and you look at all the different TV stations. You look at the radio stations. You got Sirius, satellite radio, all these different marketing mixes, and then you throw in the social media platforms into that. And then you just look at, okay, where am I going to get my bang for the buck? That I think that's the ultimate idea from a business owner perspective, and that's why I really like what we put together here, with the show.
Yeah, and especially utilizing social media. Social media is so important right now. I mean, I remember when Facebook first came out, and we all like, it's another MySpace. I'm not getting on. It's not going to be worth it. Then it blew up, and everybody was on it. But and it's changed. It's becoming more like the networks now. It's not reaching the small guy, because to get the smaller guy and to get all your followers, you got to have a budget.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, Twitter, Instagram, that's still kind of the way to go. And like when we stream, we have those platforms. Instagram is still phones, but Twitter and Facebook and YouTube allow, free streaming, which is kind of nice, and so we utilize that. But, we're here for the little guy. When we started this, my wife and I, who's my business partner, we knew that we would never be millionaires off of this. That's not our goal. Our goal is to help build a local network
Right.
that everybody can be a part of.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's a worthy cause right there. Taking it to, the local hardworking business owners out there. The self-employed. And I have such a great place in my heart for a lot of the business owners, because that's what I grew up with. My dad was self-employed. My uncles, aunts, everybody in the family was self-employed. So, to be able to do what we do in a great country, be able to earn a nice income from it, and it's just the American way. That's where you see so many people coming from other countries, trying to get in.
Yeah, it is. And when we first started, the thing everybody was like, well, what are your eyeballs?
Yep.
Okay. In the beginning it was like 100, now we've broke the million, which is kind of nice. But now I referred that question away. I'm like, we're not worried about the eyeballs. We're worried about content, because right now content is king. The more content you have, the better your website, the better your social media is. So we're all about content.
Content is king. That is right. And we've got our caller on the line. Let's go to the phone lines here. We got Paul calling in from the Hotel Zamora. How you doing, sir?
Good, Brandon. How are you? Thanks
Excellent.
for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure.
Yeah, a lot of things happening over here. We have karaoke tonight, Sunset Karaoke, which we have every Thursday. That's all American barbecue, and then we have featured drinks, $6 liquid courage, etc. It's getting pretty big up there. I'll tell you what, man. It's since the last time you came, it's getting real popular, and it's a real good time up on the rooftop. So definitely come check it out. The
360 Lounge on the rooftop. You got the main attraction. I think is it going to be Paul James, the main attraction up there?
Well, Paul James he's known to belt it out. That's usually what he does. He puts on a couple Sinatra tunes, and it's done like dinner.
Oh, man. I love
definitely come check him out, and it's a lot of fun, and he'll be sure to take care of you. And then every Sunday, we do Sin Sundays, which is all American barbecue, 4 to 9 p.m., half off all drinks, and that's a lot of fun as well.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I got to tell you, too, last time I was there, it was pretty cool. I was laying out by the pool, hanging out, getting some sun, and I heard like a splash behind me, and I was like, what is this sound? And it was a dolphin, like, coming around the wallway. And I guess when I was talking to some of the other guys there, one of the guys happened to be a game and fish and wildlife officer. And he said, yeah, what they're doing. So it was a dolphin coming right up close to the waterway there. And he was basically scraping the barnacles off of the wall to create basically a feeding frenzy of sheephead. So the different fish would come and then feed on the barnacles and whatever was stirred up. And then what these dolphins do is they circle around the fish, and they take one at a time, they take turns feeding off of the sheephead there.
That's awesome. Yeah, you can't really come to the Kimpton Hotel Zamora and not have a manatee or a dolphin sighting. I'm seeing them every single day. And we have kayaks on property, so if anybody's staying at the hotel, that's included in your resort fee. So that's a great way to clear the mind, take the kayaks out, and just be one with nature.
That's right. Yeah. Braylon's on air today with me. So this is Paul Romero from the Zamora. Tell them about our awesome trip that we took on the when we went boating, or we went kayak.
Oh, yeah. We went on the kayak, and we went down to kind of where the Walgreens was, and we just went. It was really, really calm. And we saw all these fish swimming next to us, and it was really, really fun. Because it wasn't like the last time we went kayaking. We were tipping like crazy, but it was still fun.
Yeah, good to hear, Braylon. Do you enjoy your time here at the Hotel Zamora?
Definitely.
Good. I hear you're a little food connoisseur as well. I think Paul or the chef was telling me you tried their flan.
Yeah.
And what did you think about the flan?
I could not stop thinking about it whenever I go there, because every time I go there, I beg for it until it gets annoying, which is very quickly. And I actually asked the head chef, I asked him if he would never, if he could not take that off the menu, because if my grandma and I would not be happy.
Yeah, that's never coming off the menu. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it.
Good.
Yeah. And she used to do yoga with us sometimes. So you have the rooftop yoga in the mornings on Saturday morning, 9 a.m. on the rooftop. So the yoga is awesome. I like that.
Yeah,
too.
that is pretty incredible. We actually have a Lululemon coming out to do rooftop yoga. We're trying to firm up the dates now, but it's usually during the sunset time, and it's about 200 to 300 people just doing yoga on the rooftop, and it's a great scene.
Nice. Yeah, that's really
a lot
cool.
of fun. But once I have that information firmed up, I'll let you know and let you know the dates.
No
so we're
better
very
place.
excited for that.
No better place to do yoga than the rooftop of the Hotel Zamora overlooking the Gulf of Mexico.
Yep. And anybody who's listening wants to come and stay with us, just use the rate code QB rate code, and we'll set you guys up. You get a nice discount, and I get a personal report every single day of who goes through that rate code, and we'll be sure to send you up a bottle of wine or something along those lines.
Awesome. Yeah, we appreciate you doing that. We got to head to break here, Paul. Thanks so much for calling in, and we appreciate everything you guys do.
Anytime. And Braylon, have a good one. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, you too.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, we're going to take it to break. We'll be right back after this short message. Jimmy Carter has just built a massive solar farm to power half his city. Jimmy Carter, former president. So that's an interesting story when we come back. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, everybody. I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. Listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, a top real estate agent, and would love to talk to any sellers out there. The market is lacking inventory right now. So if you are a seller on the fence thinking about selling, we would love to hear from you. Go ahead and reach out at our hotline, 813-670-7372. Give us a call or a text at 813-670-7372. Check out our website, consumerqb.com. A couple of hot listings I want to let you know about as well. 6131 Bridleford Drive in Wesley Chapel. This is a vacant land. It's 3.8 acres MOL. Bring your own builder. You can build your dream home in Saddle Ridge Estates up in Wesley Chapel, 6131 Bridleford Drive. $142,000 asking price. Great buying opportunity from Platinum MVP Realty. Also, another St. Petersburg property here, 4711 Juanita Way South in St. Pete. It's in the Bio Bonita Park, and it's $375,000. 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, and 2,900 square foot pool home. Features 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, located near the water on beautiful Bonita Bayou, one of St. Petersburg's last unpaved roads, and faces Cook Park. So it's a great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. All right. So we're back here in studio helping you win in any marketplace, giving a shout out to Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza. Brio Tuscan Grill at International Plaza. Italian menu, drinks, cozy atmosphere, bringing the pleasures of the Tuscan Country Villa to Tampa. We invite you to make a reservation today and check out the Italian menu and check out the Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza, 2223 North West Shore Boulevard. Brio Tuscan Grill off of Bay Street there, next to the Tampa Hotel, Renaissance Tampa Hotel, International Plaza. All right, we're back here in studio helping you win in any marketplace. We got a special lineup today. We've got Bray Lynn in the house. Bray is here in the studio. Gary Hallock, he's an insurance expert here as well. WeInsure as well, and John Gatson as well. WeBeam TV, John Gatson in the house. So we got a roundtable discussion here. Let's go ahead and do our Tell Me Something Good segment.
Tell me something good.
Jimmy Carter just built a massive solar farm to power half a city. Former U.S. President Jimmy Carter leased 10 acres of land in Georgia to build a solar farm with the capacity to meet more than 50% of the energy needs of his hometown. Working with Sol America, the 1.3 megawatt solar farm will supply more than 55 million kilowatt hours of clean energy to the residents of Plains, more than half of the town's annual electrical consumption. Rosalind and I are very pleased to be part of Sol America's exciting solar project in Plains, Carter said in a statement. Distributed clean energy generation is critical to meeting growing energy needs around the world while fighting the effects of climate change. I'm encouraged by the tremendous progress that solar and other clean energy solutions have made in recent years and expect those trends to continue.
All right, good stuff. So I love solar. I love to hear that. That's really cool. What do you think about that?
I think that's really interesting. This is a really interesting story.
It sure is, Gary.
Yeah, I think the solar energy is a great way to supplement, the power usage in the United States.
Taking it off the grid. I love that. We've got our own expert contributor in that space as well, Josh Hubbard with palmetto.com. Josh Hubbard, also expert on the show, talks a lot about solar here. We got a couple minutes left. Let's do our top tips, things to do, things to avoid. Let's start right here with Gary.
Well, Brandon, we were talking on break that, we're both growing our businesses, and, I'm looking for new agents like you are also looking for new agents. So if you're looking to change your career, you're looking to move into sales, the exciting world of insurance and the exciting world of real estate, give us a call. We'd love to have a chance to interview you and, take an opportunity to see if this is something that make a good fit for your future.
Yeah, especially self-starters. People that are self-starters, they know what they want to do. They're going to set goals. They're going to achieve them. They're going to be open to learning. I think that's the number one criteria when it comes to being self-employed and in today's ever-changing environment. It's just being open to learning, having that can-do attitude and willing to work hard and learn from others. You have a model that works, Gary. We have a model that works, and that's what we want to do is we want to find a few good people that we can plug into this model and help you achieve success and prosperity in your own mind, your own right, whatever that is. If it's making $100,000 a year, it's very doable. Very doable. And so reach out to the Consumer Quarterback Show. We appreciate you listening. I want to thank John Gatson, WeBeam TV. I want to thank Bray Lynn for coming in today as well, talking about her special project where she's selling the slime on Etsy and donating to Children's Cancer Center. Gary Hallock, thanks for coming in as well, expert in the insurance space as well. WeInsure group as well. So Brandon Rhymes here signing out, and we want to remind you to please consider committing a random act of kindness, something as simple as packing up leftover food, maybe even clothing that you may have, carrying it with you to and from your commute to work, handing it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community, and continue to tune in to the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.